How you guys doing? This is Martin. I'm gonna start coming into you with once or two times a week. I'm gonna give you an update on what I think is happening in a warehouse logistics center. Why you want to listen to me? Well, I have an MBA from the University of San Francisco. And back in 2001, just before the 9/11, everyone before that, that's when Amazon got built. Oh God, I think that's when the other one. I can't remember it, but it's also the other one. Not Best Buy. It's something starts at the E or something. That's when another business got started. It was all kind of .com things, and everyone wanted to be a .com person where you would work for free and get stock. Well, I went through that era because just as once I graduated, 9/11 hit, and that put an end to everyone wanting to be a .com person for a while until it picked up about after the recession of 2008. The housing, it picked up then. Well, now during COVID, everyone was going to school and stuff, and now everyone's working at a warehouse driving a Beamer and Audi. I've seen some person running today toward the Amazon Center. Have any of you watched reindeer games? We're truckers, run, Romeo, run! We're truckers, motherfucker. We drive for a living. I just love it. The black guy. I just watch it for that. So I saw him running. I was like, run, run, Amazon runner, run! You pack for a living, motherfucker. I don't. I worked in the warehouse 20 years ago and I don't want to do it again. Romeo. So, and then I saw another person this morning run out of gas. He's pushing his car. Poor young guy. You young people having it hard, man. I feel for you, man. And then I went by another warehouse center today and they had people, they were checking the temperature. So something must be going on with Amazon about people checking temperature or something with the COVID. So they actually had all the people checking. It's just crazy. And then that's another, and the reason you should listen to me back. Okay, I have an MBA. I worked at the warehouse. Actually worked in the warehouse back. That's my first job, working in a warehouse for 2 summers. So I know how to work real warehouses where you actually produce stuff. It was a manufacturing / warehouse. And at the end of the week, Calvin and I, or end of the day, would pack and do what you all do now, which you are just working in a warehouse. That's it. You're not a picker. The reason I'm so hard on you, I just want you to realize you're not a picker. You're not a logistics person. You work in a warehouse. I want you to realize that every time you get up, get in that Beamer, that Mercedes, and you work in a warehouse. That's it. You're not a logistics. You work at a job where drug dealers, criminals, child molesters, terrorists, people on the run from the law, and maybe aliens from space worked at until they could get ahead. As long as you realize where you are, then you can go to a different level. Because what I recommend, that's one reason you should listen to me. I worked in a warehouse. I know what it takes to actually go out and make money. I may be a shitty door knocker, but I did the door knocking. I may be a shitty call on the person, but I got $300 to $3,000 checks into the office. I know what it takes to go knock on the door and sell springs. Have you ever sold springs before? Have you ever ran an injection molding machine? Have you put the metal pieces in and had your boss say, you better clean that up? Have you ran a lathe? Have you put together circuit boards? See, what you do, I could not do, man. And then I didn't have the nerve to tell me I got to pick up 49 pounds and go into a damn refrigerator. Are you out of your fucking mind? So I respect you. I know I give you guys a hard time, but I wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna come at you from the business. What I'm trying to say, I'm gonna come at this from the business point of view, from what I see. I went through the 2008 recession, and during the 2008 recession, trucking went to a big high. Diesel prices hit. Companies just crumbled because the so-called companies that the trucking companies or people were dropping stuff for never paid them. So I'm just going to give you an update because I have a Prologis. I go down Redlands Boulevard. So I go by Prologis, Amazon, all these second, third tier manufacturing places. I have warehouses going up everywhere. So I can give you a good idea of what's going on. I live in a new apartment complex. I don't know if we're supposed to support the logistics or maybe we're supposed to be aiming for upper management, but this is about the time where a lot of people's leases came up. I've seen about 4 or 5 people move away. And I don't know. I think something's going on with with the warehouse industry. Then out to work, I went by Tippecanoe. They had every part, not Tippecanoe, like just about south or east of Tippecanoe. There's this second-rate warehouse. I don't know what the hell they be doing, but they had all the people out there checking their temperatures and stuff. I've seen people rushing to work, so. And then I go down Redlands Boulevard and I see all the trucks. So I see a lot of trucks parked. I see a lot of trucks parked everywhere. So I guess what I'm saying is I think something's going on. So what I want you to do, tip number one, that's why you should trust me. I have an MBA. I live by all the warehouses. A lot of people on my complex work in these warehouses because I see them with their vests. I have a lot of people in my apartment complex moving out of my apartment complex for some, maybe they don't want to pay the rent. I know I had a lot of people shacking up. I think something's going on, man. So I'm going to bring you from, I have a boots on the ground mentality. See, I walk by these warehouses on the weekends. I walk through the neighborhoods. This weekend I walked through the neighborhood to find out what was going on. I wanted you to see what are all the houses around all these manufacturers like. What's happening? What's the hap? It's like the hood, man. To me, it's the hood. Maybe it's a little upgrade above where I lived at 385 East 116th Place. A little lower than where I lived at in Long Beach, which is more upscale, where we have better paying job, higher manufacturing jobs. But I didn't see anything to write home about. So then I walked around, seeing what's going on. I say something's going on in manufacturing. So basically my tip for today for the warehouse people is make sure you show up for work on time, number one. Because I worked at Macy's a long time, and they fine-tune that system where you come in late, you get docked half a point, then they automatically fire you or put you on promotion or cut your hours. I think that's what's going on at a lot of the manufacturing places. I believe that's firmly in place. And I haven't worked at Macy's for 2 years, but I believe the warehouses and Amazon, they have that thing fine-tuned to the teeth. That's my personal opinion. So I saw a lot of cars out there, but there's this one manufacturing place that used to be crowded. I don't see as much. I see a lot of deliveries. So whenever I see a lot of deliveries, I get worried. Because that means a lot of people are either they're bringing the stuff in before it's due and storing it, so they can get paid from the company that's giving it to them, or they're picking up stuff and taking it back. I believe a lot of places are doing both. That's my feel for it. But I'm looking at the I-10 freeway right now, going eastbound in the city of Banning. I don't see a lot of cars on the road. I went down Redlands Boulevard about 7:30 this morning to see what was happening. I didn't see a lot of cars. So... And then you also know a lot of the schools aren't in. Disney's laying off 28,000. Let me focus on Disney because I worked at Disney. I remember a time Disney was just begging for workers. Come work for us. I remember they had I went through orientation, Imagineering. But one thing I remember about Disney, a lot of deliveries. I worked at Hamburger, Tomorrow Terrace or something. I remember hamburgers. Where are the hamburgers? Where are the hamburgers? Where are the buns? Where's the tomatoes? Where's the hot dogs? Manufacturing, delivery. There ain't gonna be no deliveries. And then I worked at student conference housing at UC Davis. One thing we're always make it the more people that were going to the conference, the more Richard and I had to go pick up sheets, covers, and stuff. Whenever you have increased deliveries, you're making more money. During this COVID thing, especially now, I think that $300 so-called thing, whatever that $300 bonus thing you're getting on unemployment, I don't think it's having much of a difference. I'm in California. I don't know if people are even getting it. I know in this state. So I don't think you're going to have that bump that you had initially during the first $600 thing. The schools aren't in. The colleges aren't in. I already see the young people starting to spiral. Had a couple of kids drinking. I see the younger girls are looking for the younger guys, dumping their boyfriends. I don't know. Maybe I'm 52. Maybe I'll give me an 18-year-old girlfriend, man. You don't know now. During COVID. So no. Hey, they're getting tired of the men they're hanging out with, so they're roaming. So things are gonna get crazy. But the problem is the schools being out and the colleges being out, there's no need for product. They don't need the extra meat. They don't need the extra buns. The Taco Bell that's on campus doesn't need to get the delivery. The Chipotle doesn't need to get the delivery. The El Pollo Loco. So that's why I see eventually all that stuff at the manufacturing is starting to get squeezed. It was bigger, but watch maybe toward Christmas it may pick up if the retail doesn't pick up. But I think that the warehouse section delivery is about to get squeezed, man. So that's why my tip number one, just show up on time. That's all I have to say to start. And the reason I'm helping you, NBA, I live by all the warehouses. I pass all the warehouses from Banning to San Bernardino to, they built a whole bunch of them in Beaumont. And they're building 2 or 3 new ones. I don't know why. The problem is these big warehouses, I don't think they have the volume to support. I bet if you go into half of them, I bet you, especially anyone not named Amazon or have some type relationship with Amazon or some parent, the strong big client, I think half of them must be running empty. That's why I'm saying something's got to happen. I see all the trucks parked because diesel prices are going up. So that's another issue that may impact you in the warehouse sector soon. So I'm going to come to you once or twice a week about my observation. My observation is I think the warehouse sector is overbuilt. I don't know why they keep building them. I believe half the buildings, half of them other than eBay or Amazon, I bet you they're running half empty. I bet you if you go inside, they're running half empty. Anything related to manufacturing, truck and delivery, if it's not a name brand and it's one of these cheaper brands, beware of the box truck on the road because they're trying to get there on the cheaper price. They're going to get there by trying to go through you, trying to go super fast. So I'm going to try to come to you with I'll get you some eventual numbers on what actually is happening in the manufacturing sector. Maybe I'll do that on Thursday or Friday. But NBA, I live around a manufacturing place, all these warehouses. I worked in a warehouse for 2 years. Based similar when I talked to you about how everything is going to be gambling. Before, tattoos, warehouses, what else did I say? It's tattoos and gambling were 2 things people hated during my time. Smoking weed, it's all illegal. Now it's all legal. That's why I think the biggest new industry will be gambling. As for making people feel good about working in warehouses, when it used to be, I can't. I went to a time where you worked in a warehouse, but hey, you didn't try to live, you didn't try to make a living out of it buying a styling car, living in a fancy. You could live in a fancy place with a girlfriend. You could shack up. You could pull it that way, but don't try to be a baller trying to work in a warehouse is what I'm trying to tell you. You're not a logistics. You're not a picker. What is it? Drop shipping, you're a delivery driver. Whatever, young people, don't be fooled, man. They're just trying to keep you working. You ain't gonna make more than $15 or $16 an hour. That I know. Otherwise, they'll close the place down and sub it out to one of these no-name places for $12 or $13 an hour. So I just wanted to give you an idea. I know I'm a bit all over the place, but I'll let you know I've worked in the manufacturing section. I go through the manufacturing section every day. I pass 7, 8 massive warehouses every day. I get to see what's going on. I don't pay attention to the people who show up early. I pay attention to the people who show up late because the faster they drive, that lets me know something's going on. When I see a lot of trucks parked, that tells me something's going on. There's no movement. That's what it is. Money moves. Like Carly B says, when trucks move, trailers move, money moves. When you see trucks parked, trailers parked, money's coming to a standstill. If money's coming to a standstill and you work in a warehouse, eventually you will become expendable. So that's what I want you to think about today. So go around, look around. Hey, do you want to hear a person who has an MBA who went through like a bus when everyone went through who wanted to be rich? Now you're going through a time where everyone just works at a warehouse who makes 15 an hour, wasting money on a styling car, living at home with mom and dad, maybe getting Section 8, or you on EBT. My goal is to help you. I believe if you take some of the skills I'm giving you, I want to help you become the most valuable person in that warehouse. In addition, when you're not in a warehouse, I'm going to give you some tips on how to make some money, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to make some extra money. But you're going to have to stay with me. Join my channel, subscribe, talk to your friends. Hey, just say, hey, do you want to stay forever? Hey, ask your parents. Here's your assignment. Ask your parents, mom and dad, what did warehouse people doing? What were warehouse people doing during your day? Could you tell us a little bit about truckers and dropping stuff off? Ask your mom and dad about, like, mom and dad, how did you survive when the interest rate was 5, 10, or 15%? Tell us that, mommy and daddy. Learn from mom and dad. Get some tips on how it was in the past. That'll help you understand where we're headed to right now. And then you'll understand a little bit what I'm about saying. I'm 52. And I never thought gambling would be something I do, but now I realize if you're retiring, even if you're 30 or 40, you got to cash out what you have, and you got to learn how to gamble. My gambling thing is Powerball and Blackjack retirement fund to make extra money. But my goal today is just to introduce myself, Martin, MBA, 2001 recession, 2008 recession. We're all going through the 2020 COVID recession where all the students are no longer in college, but you all are working in warehouses, we're drug dealers, criminals, aliens, people on the run from the law, dropouts, or some of your friends who dropped out before you dropped out of college. That's what they work, where you're working now. So my goal is let's find out how do you maximize the money, make yourself valuable, and maybe find out, is there a way we can help you transition to a better job? Or, hey, maybe I'll help you rise up the ladder in the warehouse, or for you guys call it logistics. Talk to you later.